Hello and welcome to Core Finance CEO Interviews. I am Bonnie Hughes. Today our guest is Generic Gold. They have a 100% owned Belvais project, which is next to Amex Exploration's Perron project, where Amex has made a significant high-grade gold discovery within the Abitibi Greenstone Belt. Generic has an expansive land package and next to Amex's property, and they have completed their geophysical program. The share price at this time last year was 7 cents, and the stock is currently trading at 35 cents. Here to give us an overview of the company is Aaron Stone, VP of Exploration. Hello, Aaron, and thank you for joining us.
Hi, Bonnie. Thanks very much for having me on today.
Great. And so Generic has a large land package in an area that was previously underexplored for gold. Can you tell us what attracted the company to the area?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you mentioned, we're located right next to Amex Exploration, directly to the southeast of them, to be precise. So I guess in a way, we've got them to thank for the renewed focus of gold exploration in the area. So what attracted us to this set of claims was a number of reasons. Obviously, in Quebec, further to the south, the Cadillac Break has been a lot more explored previously between Val d'Or and Rouyn-Noranda, with a lot of producing gold mines historically and current still running. But previously, the Chukotebe Gold Belt, which is where our Belvais project is located, was previously thought to have just been a VMS belt prone to hosting VMS deposits, which is volcanic massive sulfides for people that are unaware, which is contains metals like copper, zinc, and lead. So we've got the past producing normatel mine, the Chukotebe Belt, right next to where Amex is currently drilling. So now there's a renewed focus on gold, seeing that Amex has made their significant discovery on Perron. So we're obviously excited to be in the area, and a lot of drilling in the past hasn't even bothered assaying for gold. They've only assayed if they've come across massive sulfides. So with that renewed focus, we've obviously got a lot of work to do ahead of us, and hopefully come up with some similar results to Amex.
Well, not to go on and on about Amex, but they recently announced a gold discovery on the Normatel fault. How much of that fault runs through the Belvais project, and what is the significance of that to Generic Gold?
Yeah, they absolutely did. This turns out to be fantastic news for us. Very exciting for us on the Belvais project, considering that we have over 20 kilometres, a 20-kilometre portion of the Normatel thrust fault running through our Belvais project. So very exciting news, obviously, with more discoveries hopefully to be made along that same fault.
And don't you have one of the largest land packages in that area?
Yeah, we do. We have a much bigger land package than Amex Exploration actually does have themselves. So a bit over 12,500 hectares. So very well placed in the area for sure.
Well, that's a lot of property to explore for gold. Good chance that you should find some then. So Generic has completed geophysical work on the project. What was the purpose of that work, and what are you hoping to achieve from it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just finished a VTEM, an airborne electromagnetic survey, back in January of this year, 2021. So we're just waiting for the final results to come through to us at the moment. Should be in the next couple of weeks or so. So the purpose of that was we already had on hand the regional Quebec geophysics, which is accessible to everyone, which is great. It's a very low resolution set of data. So it's a great starting point, but we're not really able to pinpoint anything with that. So large faults like the Normatel fault are easily observable, but smaller splay faults that may be coming off that major fault aren't as noticeable. So with these new results, we'll get a real high resolution set of data that will hopefully be able to see smaller splay faults coming off that main Normatel fault that haven't been noticed in the past, and have some success in targeting those, which Amex has just had success in targeting a splay fault coming off the Normatel fault on their property.
And I guess all that geophysical work is to show you where to drill, because obviously the gold is not outcropping on this project.
No, you're correct. There is a layer of overburden in the area, approximately 10 to 20 metres, depending on where you are, of sedimentary overburden over the top of the bedrock. So yeah, it takes a bit of drilling to get into that bedrock. So we have also recently completed a B Horizon soil sampling program, which we're compiling the results for at the moment. And hopefully this will give us an indication of what lies below as well. That B Horizon level of soil can sometimes contain trace amounts of metals and can give a good indication of what lies below in the bedrock. So we'll be compiling those over the next couple of days as well.
That's good news. And so on the eastern extent of your property, you are adjacent to IAMGOLD and Osisko, which are big names in the mining business. What are your exploration plans for that area of Generics property?
Yeah, it certainly is nice to have some big names like that right next door to us. Obviously, it means we haven't just picked up a random bunch of lands for no reason. So it's obviously good to have those big names nearby. But for that particular area of Belvais, we won't be like changing our exploration strategy just because they're in the area as well. Our strategy will stay the same in that particular area of Belvais, much like the rest of the property as well.
And have you noticed that that area of the property has very similar geology to IAMGOLD and Osisko's properties?
It does. Our eastern block has similar geology to our other Belvais blocks. Actually, a bit further to the south, where IAMGOLD and Osisko are, the geology is fairly similar. Still mafic intrusives, but mafic volcanics, but slightly different. So, but they, unlike us, they don't have the normatel fault running through their properties. So we're extremely lucky to have that in that fact.
And Generic has properties in the Yukon. What are the plans for those projects?
Yeah, we do. So we do have several exciting projects over in the Yukon as well. Our focus at the moment is largely around the Belvais project in Quebec. Obviously, in the Yukon, it's a lot more of a remote place than Quebec, so it always adds a lot to the exploration costs. So seeing that we've just picked up Belvais middle of last year, and the exploration costs are so low, so it makes it so attractive to explore. A lot of our focus is focused around there at the moment. But in saying that, all of our Yukon properties are located right next door to either producing gold mines or very advanced exploration projects in the Yukon. So we're not going to be letting go of them anytime soon. So we've got either a airborne electromagnetic survey or some groundwork planned on our VIP property in the next couple of months. But other than that, we'll just be monitoring the projects over the next year or so and doing little bits of work here and there.
And just going back to the Belvais project, you mentioned that the exploration costs are a lot less there, and I guess that's due to the access to really great infrastructure?
Yes, absolutely. So there are a number of main highways that run through the property. We obviously have the town of Normatel right between us and Amex exploration. The larger town of Lassar with a regional airport is also 20 minutes to the south as well. So yeah, very easy. All the properties are very easily accessible, and which obviously brings the exploration cost right down and makes it very attractive for us to get in there and do as much work as we can.
Well, that's excellent, good news. And over the next few months, what news flow can investors expect to see?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we've just completed our B Horizon soil sampling program. The groundwork was completed in December. Had to wait a bit on the labs to get the results back to us. We're experiencing the same problems that with the labs that everyone in the area is experiencing at the moment. But we finally got those results back about a week ago. Just compiling them all at the moment, and so we should have those released over the next couple of days, hopefully next week. Our geophysical survey, as you mentioned, where those results are slowly but surely coming in as well. Then we'll obviously be, with those results combined with historical data in the area, which there is a lot of, we'll be gearing up for our first round of drilling on the Belvais project, hopefully in a couple of months around May or June.
Well, we look forward to watching the drills turning on the project and seeing what comes from that. Thank you very much for joining us, Aaron, and we hope to have you on again once you get some assay results.
Thanks very much for having me on today, Bonnie. Hope to keep everyone updated as soon as we get the news coming in.
Excellent. And thank you, everyone, for joining us on Core Finance CEO Interviews.